Adriana Brogger, KCRI3. What were you guys doing?
So I was field producing today, and today we had lots.
Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world.
So I was born in San Jose, Costa Rica, and I came to the United States as a little girl with my single mom. She came here with just me and a lot of hopes and dreams. And we landed in, of all places, South Stockton, California, and we grew up together. My mom is my best friend in the world, and the person who has encouraged me and pushed me to have a love for education, and that comes from her mother, my grandmother, who we lost when my mom was only 9 years old, but I feel has guided my life, and I feel her presence with me a lot. My mom is my idea of the best kind of teacher. When we came to the United States, she didn't speak English, and she went to school with me every day so that she could learn English. Her first school in the United States was like going to the Weber Institute, which was downtown. She moved on, she built her confidence in the American education system, and then eventually landed at Delta College, and then eventually became a teacher. So my mom would always tell me that I should be a teacher, and I always said, I don't want to be a teacher. I have no patience to be a teacher. And I think it's really funny how now I'm a teacher. So the lesson is my mom always knew what I was going to do with my life. After high school, I thought I was going to go away and go out of state and go to a big four-year university, and I had my entire life planned out. And because life is sometimes hopscotched and not necessarily on the linear path that we sometimes plan for ourselves as teenagers, I ended up back home in California. And when I came back to California from Michigan, I came back with a husband and some kids and no degree. So what that meant was that I landed back at San Joaquin Delta College to come back to school as a reentry student, and this time as a mom, and this time with probably more focus than I had as an 18-year-old.
Students here at Cesar Chavez High School had to be evacuated this morning. That's when officers were given the green light to use their patrol car to bring the chase to an end. Good morning, May. That's right. I'm here in Modesto. So excited because I've got a great update. We are up to 23 backpacks. They've got that too! In Lathrop, Adriana Brogger, KCRI3 report!
I also really wanted to do something in my life that I felt was more aligned with my family life. My youngest was 3 years old, and I was putting him to bed one night, and I said, okay, go to sleep. It's time to go to sleep. And he said that he didn't want to go to sleep because every time I would put him to sleep, then he would wake up, I was gone. That experience served me by being able to have those conversations with my students and the people that I talk to every day about, you know, you may want to do something, but look at how that might fit and align with other areas of your life. I had an opportunity to become an adjunct instructor, and from that moment, I never left. I was always with Delta, and so when the opportunity came up to apply to be the full-time professor in this department, I was very excited to put in my application, and even more thrilled when I got this job. And so it's very powerful because I try to keep those moments in mind when I come to work. It's really easy to feel like you just take things for granted, right? Like it's hard to, I feel like I'm behind with classes, I haven't graded, like all these things, and they come at you at once. And I try to just take a breath and say, I'm actually living a life that I asked for, and I'm really grateful for that. So, and my message to our students and to our community is that it's all valid. It's all okay. We're all just doing our best every day, and however you're showing up in the world, it's okay.
When I'm in class and Professor Brogger is teaching, it's a very welcoming experience. From the first moment that I went in her class a couple of years ago, it felt very welcoming in the sense that she's very open in terms of like, she embodies like this idea of inclusion and empowerment, in that she wants you to do everything you can, even if you don't think you can necessarily do it. Every time I've been shooting for a bigger and bigger goal, she's always been there, kind of waiting for me to have a bigger goal, a bigger ask, and she'll say, okay, you can try this out, go do it, come back if you need help, you know.
Now, here's the thing. Some of you felt really confident today because you were like, I put in the work. I'm ready for somebody to put their eyes on my website. Some of you thought, oh, I'm not ready. Okay, so guess what? That's why I make us do this now instead of the day before the final.
Her role is so much more than just an instructor. She is someone that looks at each one of her students and looks at only the good. They tend to come in and they've been told, no, you're never going to make it through college, or no, you know, this is kind of a hobby of mine that I think I want to do. But then she pours into them and saying, you can do this, you can do this, you can do this.
Because I've tried so many things, I feel like my confidence has just skyrocketed.
Initially, the students come in and they're not too sure of themselves, but then all of a sudden she's pouring into them, and you start seeing the students, just like yourselves, their self-confidence starts coming, and they start coming into their own and realizing.
I'll tell you where I stand today. Today I stand before you as a professor of digital media here at San Joaquin Delta College. More than that, I represent Latinidad.
I am the first Latina and person of color and the first woman to lead this department. I don't say those things like as just a personal achievement for myself, hyping myself up. We need to see ourselves in different spaces. We need to see example.
You know, it hosts the idea of representation in a classroom, and she kind of uses her identity to promote diversity and equity and inclusion.
It's exciting right now that San Joaquin Delta College is led by our first Latina president. I think to see women in roles of leadership, for me personally, is really empowering. Because we're an audio video department that is creating content, it is really nice to be able to give voice to all of these stories. I love seeing and hearing people celebrating their lenses. And so for many of us, elevating the voices of folks of color and of women is something that they don't get to do every day. And I think that's a powerful part of the work that we do here.
I switched it up, got the GGs today. She got the GGs and we got the tacos.